Good morning. If you're watching this, chances are you've reached a beautiful chapter of life, one that not everyone gets to see. The world might rush around you, but you've earned the right to slow down, to savor, and to choose wisely what fills your days. And believe it or not, what you do in the first hour after waking up can quietly shape the quality and length of the life you live from this moment forward. It might sound like an exaggeration, but it's not. Science and common sense both agree. Our bodies and minds are deeply responsive to routines, especially in the morning, when everything is still tender, vulnerable, and honest. And if you're over 60, your body is speaking to you more clearly than ever, sometimes in whispers, sometimes in aches. But it's always trying to guide you towards something better, something gentler, something life-giving. The good news is you don't need expensive pills, a personal trainer, or complicated wellness gadgets. You just need to choose a few simple, intentional actions every morning, habits that may seem small at first glance, but which hold the quiet power to add years to your life, and more importantly, life to your years. Before we begin, let's take a breath together. Inhale slowly and exhale. There's no rush here. You deserve time. You deserve space. You deserve care. You might be watching this from your kitchen table with a warm cup of tea, or perhaps from your phone while sitting on the porch, letting the morning sun kiss your face. Wherever you are, this moment is just for you. And I want to talk to you, not as an expert or a guru, but as someone who sees you. Someone who believes that no matter your age, your best days can still be ahead of you, if you want them to be. Let's begin at the beginning, the moment you wake up. For most of us, the first thing we do is reach for something, our glasses, the lamp, maybe the phone. But what if the first thing you reached for wasn't a thing at all, but a moment of awareness? You see, many people over 60 begin to feel like time is slipping through their fingers. But the truth is, time slows down when you start your day with intention. One of the most powerful, underrated things you can do upon waking is to simply sit at the edge of your bed for 60 seconds. Feet on the ground, eyes closed, one hand on your chest, one on your stomach, and breathe. This isn't meditation in the grand, complicated sense. It's connection to your body, to your heartbeat, to your breath, to the gift of one more morning. This simple ritual sends a powerful message to your nervous system. I am here. I am safe. I am awake. And that message sets the tone for every system in your body. Your blood pressure, your digestion, even your immune response. It sounds simple, even silly, but try it tomorrow morning. Really try it. You might find yourself weeping, or smiling, or simply feeling quiet. That's okay. That's your body remembering how to be. Now, once you've taken that pause, your body is ready to move. And that leads us to something even more crucial, gentle, deliberate movement. This isn't about exercise in the punishing boot camp sense. It's about honoring the joints that carried you through decades, the muscles that still remember your youth, and the spine that deserves to be lengthened, not stiffened. When you reach your 60s, your circulation begins to slow a little. Your balance may become slightly less reliable, and your muscles, if unused, start to quietly shrink. That's why the second morning habit that could literally prolong your life is intentional stretching. It's not about touching your toes or twisting like a yoga expert. It's about rolling your shoulders back, lifting your arms gently overhead, loosening your hips, rotating your ankles, and giving your neck the freedom to turn side to side again. Just 5 to 10 minutes. Done with kindness, not force. You might not know this, but simple morning mobility reduces the risk of falls dramatically. And after 60, a single fall can change everything. Your strength, your independence, your freedom to walk alone. Stretching, done regularly, keeps your muscles elastic and your joints fluid, like oiling the parts of a classic car. Not just for function, but for dignity. But there's another layer to this. Movement wakes the mind. As you stretch, your brain gets a message. It's time to come alive. Blood starts to circulate, the fog begins to lift, and you're no longer dragging yourself into the day. You're meeting it. Fully present. Fully capable. By now, you've done two powerful things, and we've barely gotten out of the bedroom. You've breathed. You've moved. You've reminded your body that it is loved, not neglected, that it matters, even now, especially now. But the third habit, that one begins not in your limbs or your lungs, but somewhere much deeper, inside the quiet corners of your mind. We'll get to that in a moment. So far, we've paused to breathe. We've moved with kindness. And now, we arrive at something even more powerful, yet often forgotten in the rush of daily living. Your thoughts. You see, there's a silent habit many people fall into without even noticing. Waking up already anxious, already stressed, already rehearsing what hurts or what's missing. The mind can become like an old radio stuck on one channel, broadcasting regret, worry, or resentment. And it's exhausting, not just emotionally, but physically. Cortisol, the stress hormone, floods the body in those first moments, and over time, it chips away at your immune system, your memory, and your peace. So, what if you gave your mind a new script? What if, before coffee, before news, before to-do lists, you spent 3 minutes speaking to yourself with intention? Not forced affirmations, not toxic positivity, but real, grounded truth. Something as simple as this. I woke up today, and that means I still have purpose. My body may move slower, but it still carries me. I have lived through storms, and I'm still standing. These quiet morning mantras might feel strange at first, especially if you've spent years criticizing yourself more than celebrating. But let me ask you this. If not now, when? You've earned the right to be gentle with your mind. You've earned the right to rewire the way you speak to yourself. When done daily, this practice of mindful self-talk reshapes your brain. Neuroplasticity doesn't retire at 60. Your thoughts carve paths inside your mind like rivers through stone. And every kind word you offer yourself is a seed planted in rich soil. Try this tomorrow morning. Stand near a window. Let the light touch your face. And say something true and kind. Even if your knees hurt. Even if your partner is gone. Even if life has chipped away at you. This third habit, though invisible, may be the most powerful of all. Because it's not about fighting aging. It's about aging with wisdom, self-respect, and emotional strength. And now that your body is awake, your breath is calm, and your mind is tuned with purpose, it's time to fuel yourself. Not just with food, but with the kind of nutrition that supports your heart, your bones, and your brain. Which brings us to your fourth morning habit, one that might surprise you. It's not about skipping breakfast or following the latest diet trend. It's about adding something back into your plate that's been missing from most modern breakfasts. Life-giving fiber and hydration. As we age, our digestion slows. Constipation becomes more common, and so does the risk of inflammation. Many seniors fall into the habit of eating too little, too sweet, or too processed in the mornings. Cereal from a box, toast with jam, coffee with sugar. But your body deserves better. What if instead you started your day with a tall glass of water, not cold, but room temperature or warm, with a squeeze of lemon or a pinch of sea salt? This rehydrates your cells after hours of fasting. It gently wakes your digestion, and it tells your brain, we are nourishing, not punishing this body. Follow that with something simple, but full of fiber. Maybe oatmeal with chia seeds. Maybe fresh fruit with yogurt. Maybe whole grain toast with avocado. The idea is not restriction, it's restoration. When your gut is happy, your brain is sharper. When your blood sugar is stable, your energy is steadier. It's not about being perfect. It's about giving your body a breakfast that says, I still care. And maybe, just maybe, as you sit down to eat, you resist the urge to scroll your phone or turn on the news. Maybe you eat slowly. Maybe you taste your food again the way you did when you were young. Maybe you look out the window and notice how quiet the morning is and how precious. These aren't just nutritional habits. They're relational ones between you and your body, between you and time. Because aging doesn't have to mean shrinking or fading. It can mean deepening, expanding, returning to the core of what really matters. Now, we've covered 4 powerful changes you can begin as early as tomorrow. Each one a small act of love, stitched into your morning. But there is still one more. A habit that doesn't involve food or movement or even mindset. A habit that changes everything, especially after 60. And we'll explore that together in just a moment. There's a quiet truth that begins to settle in more deeply with each passing decade. The truth that time is no longer something to be spent casually. It's something to be cherished. And with that awareness comes a shift in what we value. When you were younger, maybe your mornings were about rushing, getting the kids ready, beating traffic, earning your place in the world. But now there's something else calling. Not speed, but meaning. And that brings us to the 5th and final morning habit. One that can't be measured with a step counter or found in a supplement bottle. It's connection. Not necessarily with people, not at first, but with something larger, something spiritual, something grounding. You see, many people over 60 begin to feel a kind of invisible erosion. The routines are the same, but the deeper sense of why, of purpose, starts to fade. Children grow up, friends move away, partners pass on. Retirement offers freedom, but also silence. But inside that silence is space. Space to reconnect with something forgotten. That's why the final morning habit that adds years to your life is taking just 10 minutes to reconnect with your values, with your faith, if you have one, with gratitude, if nothing else, with the parts of life that remind you, I still matter. I'm still part of something beautiful. For some, this might mean reading a few lines of scripture or poetry. For others, it might be sitting quietly near a candle or under a tree or at the edge of the bed with a journal open. What matters is not the form, but the feeling. A sense that your life still has roots, that you're still part of a larger story, even if the cast around you has changed. Studies have shown, time and time again, that a sense of meaning and purpose is one of the strongest predictors of long life and emotional health in older adults. People who believe they still have something to give or something to learn live longer, feel stronger, and recover faster. So each morning, ask yourself, not in pressure, but in curiosity, what am I grateful for today? Who could I bless with a kind word or a small gesture? What beauty can I notice right here, right now? Maybe it's the sound of birds. Maybe it's the memory of a child's laughter. Maybe it's just the softness of your robe or the warmth of your tea. These small moments, they are medicine. They are prayers. They are the thread that keeps your soul anchored to this life, even when the winds of age try to loosen you. This habit of morning connection doesn't just give you peace. It gives you clarity. It reminds you that your presence is still a gift, that your wisdom matters, that even if the world around you moves on, you still have something vital to offer, whether to others or simply to yourself. And here's a secret that most people don't discover until it's too late. Joy doesn't come from adding more to your life. Joy comes from noticing what's already there. You don't need to go far to find it. You don't need to reinvent yourself. You simply need to be present, right here, right now, with the truth that this morning, this breath, this moment is enough. And when you begin your day like that, everything changes. Your heart slows down. Your immune system stabilizes. Your body feels less like a burden and more like a companion. You begin to want to take care of yourself, not out of fear, but out of love. And isn't that what we all really want? To be loved, to be well, to feel like this life, this aging, imperfect, beautiful life still belongs to us. So, tomorrow morning, give yourself a chance to begin again. Not with urgency, not with guilt, but with a softness, a strength, a sacred kind of simplicity. You'll be amazed how much can change in 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. Because when the first hour of your day is filled with care, the rest of your day begins to echo that same kindness. And in time, that becomes not just a routine, but a rhythm. Not just a habit, but a legacy. So here we are, 5 simple morning habits. 5 gentle shifts that, together, form something much greater than a routine. They form a ritual, a quiet ceremony of self-care, repeated each morning not out of discipline, but out of love. Breathe, stretch, speak kindly to yourself, nourish your body, connect with your spirit. It sounds simple, almost too simple, but the most powerful truths often are. You see, adding years to your life isn't just about avoiding illness or extending the clock. It's about deepening the time you have. It's about waking up each day and feeling like your life still belongs to you. Not just to doctors, not just to memories, not just to what's already passed. Because here's what no one tells you. Aging is not a curse. It's a permission slip. Permission to stop chasing and start choosing. Permission to stop proving and start enjoying. Permission to rewrite the rules you once lived by. You no longer need to rush to please everyone. You no longer need to hold everything together. Now you get to hold yourself together with grace, with humor, with softness. And if you're thinking, it's too late to start now, I want you to know that thought is a lie. There are people who start over at 70. There are people who find new love, new joy, new purpose at 80. There are people who plant gardens, write books, learn new languages, even after their hair has turned silver and their hands have grown soft. You're not too late. You're right on time. Even if your body moves slower, even if your energy isn't what it used to be, even if some mornings are harder than others, you still have a say in how this story unfolds. And every morning is a fresh page. So start where you are. Start small. Start with a breath. Start with a stretch. Start with a single kind word whispered to yourself in the mirror. And if you forget tomorrow, that's okay. Begin again the next day. No shame, no guilt, just return, because you're worth returning to. Before we close, I want to ask you something. Not a quiz, not a challenge, just a simple, honest question. When was the last time you truly enjoyed your own company? Not distracted, not rushed, not performing, just sitting with yourself and thinking, I'm doing okay. I'm proud of how far I've come. I've lived through so much, and I'm still here. If that feels like a long time ago, then let these habits be your invitation home. Home to your body, home to your breath, home to your life. You're not just living longer, you're living better. And that's something worth celebrating every single morning. Thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for choosing to care for yourself in this new chapter of life. And thank you for reminding the world that wisdom, health, and beauty don't fade with age, they deepen. If this video touched you, even in the smallest way, if you felt seen, heard, or inspired, I invite you to subscribe and join this growing community of seniors who are rewriting the story of aging, one breath at a time. Share this with someone you love, someone who might need a gentle reminder that they still matter, that their life still holds joy, and that mornings can still feel new. Until next time, take care of yourself. And remember, the most important thing you'll do today might just be the first thing you do after you wake up.